Hello, and welcome to Optimizing Spaces with Room Scheduling. Today we're going to talk about how you can plan and support an entire room scheduling solution for your enterprise. The solution is going to utilize Microsoft 365 calendaring data and Azure IoT Hub for deployment and management so that you can deliver a complete room experience with room scheduling and also optimize that employee experience and your space utilization. I'm Julian Fernandez with Crestron Electronics, and I've been working on our room scheduling portfolio for the last 2 years since I joined Crestron. We're very excited about this evolution that we've gone through with the portfolio and how we've been able to really meet customers' needs and demonstrate value in this solution in delivering the best experience across the workplace. We've seen countless enterprises migrate to a room scheduling solution with Crestron due to that ease of deployment, that enterprise management, and just the overall great experience it delivers with that full range of touchscreens and indicators so that you can tailor the solution for each type of space you use. Today in this presentation, we're going to go through a couple different areas. We're going to talk about the background of room scheduling, how we got here, why it's important, what exactly is that offering and what does it do for you. We're going to talk about how easy it is to deploy this Crestron solution with simple customization options to make sure that you're delivering the right solution in each space and that best experience. We're going to talk through the different hardware options that let you get there. And lastly, we're going to talk about how room scheduling interacts with some complementary technologies and product offerings from Crestron to help you deliver that best experience, especially now with the new excitement around room scheduling based on the latest announcement today at Ignite by Microsoft and their new Microsoft Teams Panels app. We're excited to support that app right from the beginning and that solution so that we can deliver the best experience in your MTRs. So, just talking about the background of room scheduling, how many of us go to different offices or in different spaces and we still see something like this on the wall? That traditional schedule board where you have written out the day's meetings, what's happening. I know I've seen them previous companies, places I've worked, we've used them, and it's really not the best solution. You want to be able to walk up to a room, see if it's available, and if it is, book it. And you want that solution outside the door, ideally, the better way, that Crestron touchscreen, to interact with your calendaring system directly. So our Crestron touchscreen will directly connect to your O365 or Exchange calendar to pull down that meeting resource account information for the room. This allows it to be updated instantly, and also, with the screen outside the room and the indicator that'll show red for booked, green for available, you'll be able to quickly look and see at a glance what rooms are available if you need to walk up and book an ad hoc meeting. That direct connection means that you can book a meeting directly from the screen and makes it simpler to find the right space. Our goal at the end of the day is to simplify the process of finding spaces and encourage collaboration across the workplace. It makes it easier to find spaces, on the app, whether it's your Teams app or our Crestron One app, so that you can see what spaces are available for you to use. You can look down the hall and see different indicators for signs of, hey, this room's available, this room's not. When you get to that room, or if you're close up several rooms, you can look at the touchscreen. And then when you're inside the room, whether it's an MTR or a meeting room with some of our wireless presentation solutions, you'll be able to see, is the room booked? Is this the right meeting I'm in? And if you're using MTR and Teams, which we hope a lot of you are with our Flex solution, you can use that one touch to join. So at the end of the day, that goal for this room scheduling platform and solution is really to connect people, space, and technology. Our room scheduling hardware platform, again, it makes it easy and simple to locate the right spaces, and you're displaying that real-time information right at the door. We've seen many companies across industries see great value in this, whether it's some of our educational institutional partners who I've worked closely with as we've rolled out different calendaring partnerships and spaces, because they'll use Exchange and Microsoft calendars for faculty and staff and have other solutions that are needed to book their classroom spaces. Our touchscreens directly connect to those calendaring services to really allow them to deliver that best experience and ensure that everyone's locating the right spaces at the right time. Also, this technology, we'll touch on shortly, really allows you to optimize your usage of space and that understanding of how different rooms are being booked and used. Are people booking? Are they showing up for their meetings? How are they using the other technology in the room? And we'll aggregate that data with XIO Cloud from management tool that's based in Azure IoT Hub. So the core of this solution, which we've been discussing, is our Crestron Room Scheduling touchscreens. These are available in 7 and 10-inch models that are exclusive for scheduling, as well as a 5-inch model that comes in landscape and portrait that'll run our native scheduling app and will direct connect to those calendaring services. So it really gives you that better experience, removes that printout from outside the door, and lets you look down the hallway and see, hey, is this room available? I can go up to that panel itself. I can press the button on the panel. I can book the meeting, and then it'll be reserved. If it's an existing meeting, you'll see the information on it. You can scroll through on the bottom, and there's a lot of UI customization options available there too. It's, again, about delivering that great experience outside the room and understanding what spaces are available to meet and when. We have a great range of native scheduling connectivity, and this is one of the things we're really innovated with our various partners, from our Direct Connect solutions, where we talk directly with that Exchange and O365 calendar to bring the solution to our app, to our different native scheduling partners, many of whom are also Microsoft partners, and we'll deliver some different tailored experiences. But here at Ignite, what we're really excited for is that announcement of Microsoft Teams panels and our next generation hardware and ability to run this application from Microsoft, and again, continue to raise the bar in delivering the best experience in your Microsoft Teams rooms and delivering the best experience with room scheduling. This has been something that we've been working on with Microsoft and are very excited to be one of the launch partners on the hardware side, and just very excited to see as this evolves, just like our platform has really evolved to meet customer needs over the last few years. And this application, this Microsoft Teams panels, will really be the continued evolution of that and delivering the best experience for our customers. So when we're talking about this solution and adding touchscreens, we're talking about adding screens to a lot of rooms. We have customers who have deployed hundreds or even thousands of these panels in facilities and globally, and it's really important that it has a straightforward setup. I know what a lot of you are thinking when you're joining a presentation by Crestron, and we have a history of really solving complex challenges for people, but those complex challenges often required some skill and tailoring in the setup that was something that you'd have to outsource to a VAR, Crestron dealer, someone to program it. The goal with these panels being an enterprise device and covering that room scheduling space was that setup is totally straightforward. It's a web-based setup, no programming required. You can provision and manage the entire solution through Azure IoT Hub with our XIO Cloud service. And again, being that enterprise-grade device, having that web-based setup, that management via the cloud, it really needed enterprise-grade security. So we support 802.1x authentication and the full range of enterprise security features to make it comfortable to deploy, just like any other device in the enterprise network. And lastly, there again, simplicity of deployment. All these devices are PoE plus for that single cable deployment. It just needs network and power from that one cable. The PoE plus comes in because it allows us to drive that light bar or other indicator sign that's connected via USB. So in that web browser setup, you're going to be going into the device ID itself. You're using the web address for it, or you're going to be running it through our cloud service, which I'll talk about shortly with XIO Cloud. You're going into the device settings, you're putting it in room scheduling mode, which you'll see as one of the options on the dropdown. And then you're going to go in there, you can set a polling interval for how much it's pinging your schedule source, and you'll be able to set up that schedule source from Exchange or O365 with the calendar email address, that resource account username, and connect it directly to that account. Just like you log into Outlook on your PC, you're gonna log in the room resource account on the panel. It'll begin pulling information and communicating directly with your calendar service. It really is that straightforward. I set up a couple of these myself in my first few weeks at Crestron, and I really was amazed at how simple, straightforward this process is, and how easy it is with XIO Cloud to do it at scale. We encourage you to check out on Crestron.com. We have an entire tutorial that Young Ho Park, who's our product manager for our touchscreens, walks you through the entire setup process for a touchscreen and for an entire room solution, actually, where he brings in that indicator as well as the occupancy sensor, which we'll touch on later in the presentation. So that on-screen information is really key once you've set it up. You've tied it to that Exchange account. And now I can see with the native Crestron scheduling app what's going on in the room. You're quickly able to see meeting information at a glance. I can see if the room's available, how long it's available for, and then I can also look at the full schedule for the day down below, scroll through, and even book out a future time. So, personally, my desk is very close to one of our conference rooms. There are times where I know, hey, I have to have a quick stand-up half-hour meeting. I walk by the room on the way to go see someone else. I can book it right from the panel right there and quickly reserve that space for myself. It's also easy to customize with branding and signage options so that you can tailor that experience to your company or your clients if you're installing these as VAR. Logos can be placed on the touchscreen to reinforce that branding. The static background can actually be set as a video loop while in use, or even as a screensaver. So you can, again, at a glance, you'll see, hey, the red light's on, the room's booked. It's got something, some different employee information, corporate branding on the screen. It's easy to change those colors. There's just a few lines of standard CSS, and there is HTML5 support in our touchscreen, so you can completely customize that UI on the panel and deliver the experience that your customers want with that secure direct connection to O365 and calendaring information there too. So The big thing, like we talked about, is also that native Microsoft Teams panel experience that you can flip to as a mode, just like you've done, if you set up an MTR from Crestron, when you go into that touchscreen, you're just putting it in Microsoft Teams mode and logging in, and the panel is doing the rest, connecting down, pulling down the settings, and tying in with that great experience that Microsoft is building with the Teams panel. We're excited about that, and our next generation hardware will natively support it. I keep saying next generation. That's really now. We're excited to announce that platform, that evolution of our existing successful scheduling platform will happen in about a month, and we encourage you to be there in a few weeks as we roll this out with Microsoft with this exciting announcement. So talking about that and rollouts, deployments, there's that deployment at scale from Azure IoT Hub. So XIO Cloud is the tool that's built for you to do that. You can configure the panel once, you set up your settings knowing, hey, this one's going to be a scheduling panel, this is my domain, I'm logging in here, and then assign the resource accounts individually to the panels. You can do that once at scale from XIO Cloud. This is something that we've seen the light bulb go off with a few customers around scheduling panels. Actually, we had a customer out in the Bay Area that we met with last year that was upgrading their scheduling solution, and they looked around their enterprise and they saw they had 300 scheduling panels, and were thinking it was going to take a week to go step by step, panel to panel, plug in, connect, configure, move on to the next one. They realized with XIO Cloud, some simple CSV files, loading up in mass, they were able to bulk deploy their new scheduling solution very quickly within a day. So what they thought was going to take a week actually took a day, and then they just had to go around and verify, spot check that each panel was working after getting that health report back from XIO Cloud that the updates had happened and that each panel was up and running. So it's really a great deployment tool for a technology like this, where you're going to have them across your enterprise. And being that Crestron solution, it's not just for your scheduling panels. So what we love about XIO Cloud is how it ties together all the different technologies in the workplace. And this is another area that we partnered closely with Microsoft to build it in Azure IoT Hub. And there'll be a lot more exciting announcements here on XIO Cloud over the coming months, as well as we broaden that ecosystem beyond just Crestron products. It started with our support for a partner like Logitech peripherals, and we're going to be adding even more. So you can have that true one management platform for all of your workplace technology, both outside the conference room with scheduling and inside the conference room with your MTR and other equipment. So when we're talking about our room scheduling platform that we just walked through, that key component that we keep hitting on is that touchscreen. I talked about saying, we're going to launch our next generation hardware in a couple weeks here. The fundamentals of that hardware aren't changing. We launched the scheduling platform, our TSS panels, about 2 years ago as an evolution and kind of our growth in the space of scheduling and showing our commitment to room scheduling, as we've seen, impressive demand for it. And our next generation panels are really just going to add a couple new features and that sleek new form factor you saw in the presentation with Microsoft to the lineup. Our sizing options are going to remain the same. The way you're deploying it and operating the panel is going to remain exactly the same. It's really just that awesome hardware refresh and support for Teams panels that you're going to see in a few weeks. So with that, I talked about choosing the right touchscreen. It's really about choosing the right touchscreen for your space. We have that lineup, that 5-inch portrait touchscreen, a 5-inch standard landscape touchscreen. These two will only support our native Crestron scheduling app. And then we have our 7-inch and 10-inch room scheduling options that will support our partner apps, including that Microsoft Teams panel. This allows you to tailor that solution so you have the right size panel outside different spaces. Larger conference rooms, there's more meetings going on, more information you might need on the screen, or, with a partner app like the Microsoft Teams panel that you're able to do a little more than that pure Crestron room scheduling app. The larger panels do work well because they do, just allows for better UI. It's a bigger screen. People are more comfortable navigating that bigger screen, whereas we've seen 5-inch touchscreens deploy really well in spaces like phone booths or walk-up meeting areas where, hey, I just need to inform someone, hey, Julian has this meeting room booked, or Nick is going to be in this meeting room in 20 minutes. You've got 10 minutes to use it. So those options just give you the ability to select that right size for each space. So with that, we've got that 5-inch available in portrait. It comes in white or black. We're showing it here with the optional LED indicators, we'll get to shortly. This is our most affordable option, being the smallest screen. It's coming in that portrait mode, which is predefined and built out to only show portrait. And then there's the 5-inch landscape as well. That's set up as a landscape touchscreen. Unfortunately, you can't just install it flipped around. They are set up from the factory as landscape or portrait. Our 7-inch option, this is our most popular model that we've seen deployed with various customers across the country and across the world. These are easy to mount. Again, they mount in a double gang back box, and they're available white and black. And our 10-inch models, same thing. You're just growing in screen size and allowing that better experience by having that more screen ratio there for those larger or highly trafficked spaces. So our panels are one thing on their own. That's kind of the brains of the system. That's what's connecting out to 365 to bring your calendar info or run the application itself. What about those indicators that we talked about? Again, here we have the different options to optimize each space. There's the light bar option, the room availability, status indicator, there's a small wall mount option, a larger sign wall mount option, and then lastly, our ceiling mount sign option. These all really allow you to tailor your solution to the space and have the right indicator in the right areas so it's most visible, and so your employees, your customers, those using the spaces really understand what's available, what's not, and where they're going. The best thing with these is they're all very easy to install. There's no programming, no configuration. They connect via USB to any of the touchscreens, and when it's in scheduling mode, it'll communicate with the sign based on status availability. So, again, we're talking about ease of deployment here, and it's that simple process like we showed. You're connecting the touchscreen to the calendar in its web UI or doing it in mass with XIO Cloud. When you connect that device to the LAN with PoE+, you're actually, if you're doing it via XIO Cloud, the device will talk to the cloud, pull down its settings itself and configure. And then lastly, hey, I need to add an indicator. You're just connecting that indicator via USB directly to the panel, and that's where it's getting its power and information of when to go red or green for it. So those indicator options are LED light bar. This is a very popular option because it's something that was traditional. We had them built in some of our older generation devices. It's right on the panel. It's got a nice view to it. You can look down the hall at that lower level and see, hey, what rooms are available, what aren't, right next to the panels. We developed some of our signage, taller indicators that you'd mount up on the wall or on the ceiling by demand from customers that, hey, I have room signs that say, room 201 is out there in the hallway. I need to be able to see it down the hall. So one of those, the first one is our low profile indicator. This is actually was developed with one of our large automotive customers who has very long hallways and just want to be able to at a glance look down and see, is it red or is it green? Can I walk to that room? Can I not? Which rooms are available now, without having the signs going on for miles in their very large facilities. Our original signs there were these longer wall mount signs that you're able to custom engrave, so you can line up your room names, corporate branding. We've seen some customers actually have name their rooms after fruits, so they'll engrave a fruit. One room will have a banana on it, one will have an apple, different things like that to really tailor the sign to your usage in your space. All these signs are available in 2 models. There's the standard model, and then there's our new enhanced legibility model, which we encourage for new installations, that has that frosted finish that just makes it easier to see from further away and really makes the engraving or custom logo pop on it. We also have our ceiling mount signs, very similar to that wall mount sign, same size glass, you're just mounting in the ceiling, again, allowing you to tailor your signage to each space. So the goal there, it's like seeing the image, is really make it easy to see which rooms are in use, which rooms are available, so I can come out, glance down the hallway, and go right to that usable space. So with that, we have to get these screens on the walls. You've chosen where I'm putting my sign or a light bar and where it's mounting. How am I going to mount my touchscreen, and is it going to be compliant with the demands of the facility? So our first kind of traditional mount that we see a lot of companies use is our angled multi-surface mounts. These have a good mount angle if you need to mount for ADA compliance, to mount lower so it's able to be accessed that way. They can mount on glass surfaces and are available in black or white to match our different touchscreens. We have mullion mounts. This was another, customer feature request that we built out, just seeing, how the workplace, architectural design of the workplace is evolving. We can deliver a mount to go with that, glass open space look that we see, including some of our new facilities are using these, and they just make it, again, easy to install and conceal with your existing architecture to match up with those demands of interior designers and architects. These are, again, available in black and white to match our different touchscreens. We also have a new range of surface mounts. These will surface mount onto any wall or glass surface. It protrudes a little bit to replace the back box into that surface. So we have this flat mount for 5-inch touchscreens, for 7-inch touchscreens, as well as for 10-inch touchscreens. And all of these mounts are going to come in black and white to, again, tailor that solution to your space. So let's step back a second, kind of recap what we went through. It's a lot of information, a lot of different products that you can use to really tailor that solution. It's that touchscreens are making your rooms easier to find. You have that real-time information. You can look across the way and see quickly which rooms are available. If there's an available space you need it, you can go and book it, and you can understand how it's being used later in the day if you need to find that time. They're easy to install and deploy. There's no programming required here. You can roll out this solution en masse with XIO Cloud. It's that secure network device, which enables that connection, that network management, that cloud management that we allow. And then lastly, we have that full range of hardware options to tailor your hardware to your space. So when we talk about it, one of the things we started with is optimizing your experience. So we talked about how we optimize the experience of finding space and understanding what's going on in the space with room scheduling for the end customers. What about that true full room experience? And that's something that we love with the launch of the Microsoft Teams panels, as well as something we've been doing for a while now with that direct connection with Exchange to O365. It's optimizing that Microsoft Teams room. It's pairing that scheduling panel with the MTR system in the room that really allows you to deliver that great experience of knowing, from the outside, hey, I'm at the right room for my meeting. I'm getting there early. I can go in. I have that one-touch join. The room's going to activate for me, and it's going to be overall great meeting. And that's really what our scheduling solution allows. So you'll see here, again, you're getting in, you have that one-touch join, you're in the right place, and it's a great meeting experience. What you might have noticed there, too, is that we're tying in another piece here that I mentioned earlier, and that's our awesome new PoE occupancy sensor. So that really allows us to automate your booking and understanding of how spaces are being used. So going with our simplicity of setup, we talked about how the panels are PoE devices, they're USB connected to the indicators. Now that PoE occupancy sensor can actually communicate with the panel across the network. So in that web setup UI, you're pairing the two. You're telling the panel, hey, I'm adding an accessory, which is the PoE occupancy sensor. Here's its IP address, and they'll communicate directly between the Crestron occupancy sensor and the Crestron touchscreen. So this allows you to do some great things, such as automatically release rooms to inventory when no one shows up for the meeting, or even we've all had it where we've had that hour-long meeting and it maybe only goes for 20 minutes. You can automate that experience as well to release the room back into inventory when no one's there. It also allows you to collect that occupancy and room usage data, use our XIO Cloud service and tools there to really compare what's going on in your rooms and understand how they're best being used with those different sources of occupancy data, whether it's from the MTR and our intelligent camera and people counting built in, hey, are rooms being booked and then released? And you can really bring that together to get a really great understanding of how your spaces are being used and truly optimize that investment in facilities, which is something that we're going to see we envision being more and more important as we return to work from this COVID-19 scenario and understand how our spaces are being used to make sure that we're collaborating, effectively, efficiently, and safely. I touched on it earlier, but I just want to keep reinforcing, because I did mention it there, is that management, support, and understanding with XIO Cloud and building that complete solution with Crestron and the management tools it allows. So having that complete room solution that's managed by Crestron XIO Cloud in Azure IoT Hub lets you aggregate all of this data, deploy the devices easily, and really that brings, like I said, that understanding about how the spaces are being used in addition to the devices. So you can pull down that data around, room bookings, around who's in the room, how many people are using the room versus when it's booked, etc. So it really gives you that complete management and support portal. The one feature I did want to touch on that we hadn't mentioned earlier is our XIO Cloud remote control. So in addition to that deployment, your setup process, pushing firmware, setting it to the right application, connecting it to the right account, which you can all do in XIO Cloud, you're also able to provide remote support with XIO Cloud. So you're able to, just like you'd use a remote desktop on a PC to provide desktop support, you're now able to do that with Crestron touchscreen. So if you have someone looking for a room and they think there's something up with their touchscreen and they call into your help desk is actually able to go directly to that touchscreen, see what they're seeing on the screen, and either walk them through step-by-step using it, ensure that it's functioning properly, and really deliver that white glove service and best experience. So we talked about optimizing your space with room scheduling and this whole lineup of devices that really allows you to do that and deliver that prime experience while delivering extra understanding. We really want you to be ready for today and tomorrow with Crestron and be confident that when you deploy this solution, it's something that's going to evolve with your room spaces and help your understanding. We always talk about this with our devices and are excited how, when we release a device like we'll be doing in the coming weeks in our new scheduling panel series, it will be an evolution of what we've done before, and there's also going to be constant update to it. So when we released our TSS panels and we've over the course of the years gone from having 4 scheduling application partners now up to over 20, and we're excited to welcome Microsoft and build on that experience with them. Those have all been added to the panels that you've deployed on day one. So, today it might be running that Crestron room scheduling software to provide that basic experience of O365 and understanding what's going on in your room. Tomorrow you can just as easily go in, configure it to run that Microsoft Teams panels application and deliver the right experience for you. So once again, thank you for joining us. We're really excited about the solution, and we hope you reach out and enjoy your event, and also reach out to learn more about Microsoft Teams panels, Crestron Room Scheduling, and how we can completely optimize your room experience. Thanks for joining today, and we hope to talk to you soon.